Hey guys, what's up? I'm gonna start that again.
Hey, what is up you guys? My name is Harrison and welcome back to a brand new video. I haven't seen you guys in a couple of months, so today I wanted to do another update video for you guys. I wish I was more active on YouTube, but I am in college right now. It is crazy, the pandemic is crazy, so I haven't really been online, and I'm sorry about that. But I wanted to do an update video just to let you guys know what's going on in my life and where I'm at in my journey. I made a list on my phone of things that might be interesting to mention, things that have changed in the past year. So yeah, how long have you been on hormones? I've been on hormones for 29 months, which is 2 years and 5 months. I started July 30th of 2018, so 2.5 years ago. How do you administer your hormones? I administer my hormones through an intramuscular injection in the thigh. I used to get them in the deltoids, but since I am now doing them myself, I alternate thighs every week. What is your dose? My dose is 1 ml per week. I may have said something different in past videos, but it has been the same for like the past year and a half, so I'm correcting myself now. I take 1 ml every week in the thighs. What transition-related surgeries have you had so far? I had my top surgery back in October of 2019, the 10th to be exact. I had a great surgeon. She was based in Scarborough, which is just outside of Toronto in Canada. So if you're interested, let me know. I'll put her name in the bio. And I also had a total hysterectomy on the 18th of August this year, so it's been a couple of months, or more than a couple of months. It feels like a couple of months, but it's been a while. I'm going to put the link in the bio if you're interested in knowing how my experience went. So what are physical and emotional changes that you've noticed thus far? Okay, so this is a big one. This is pretty much what this video is going to consist of. A lot has changed. I say this every single time. A lot has changed. Things have changed. I have changed. My preferences have changed. My body's changed. So I just wanted to keep you guys in the loop. So my hairline has changed since being on testosterone. I still have a lot of hair. Nothing really has changed in that department. I'm still just as hairy on top. My hairline has kind of receded. And one thing I haven't noticed before was I have a widow's peak, or I guess that started when I started losing my hair. Another thing that I like to mention is the color of my hair. I was a strawberry blonde, and taking testosterone has darkened my hair, believe it or not. This next thing I put was body hair. I have a lot of that, especially on my thighs, on my legs, on my arms, on the top of my hands, on the tops of my feet, on my neck, on my face, on my chest, and on my stomach. You can kind of see what I'm talking about here. Like, I never used to have any hair on the tops of my hands. I'm 2.5 years on testosterone, and I'm still seeing a lot of body fat redistribution, especially over the last year. Prior to taking testosterone, I weighed a whopping 115 pounds, and now I weigh 162 pounds. That was the last time I weighed myself. I've also increased muscle mass, which is a normal side effect of taking testosterone. I do look very bulky, but I have not worked out. I'm not really into working out. I'm very lazy. I'm more of a team sport kind of player, but since the pandemic I haven't really been able to do anything, so like many of you probably are, I'm rocking a dad bod right now, which is totally fine, because dad bods are in. My skin has changed a lot since taking testosterone. I was lucky enough that in my teens I would maybe get a pimple a month, and definitely for the first 2 years of my transition I would say that I had really bad skin. I would break out a lot along the beard line and around my chin. My skin is still very, very oily. It has not changed. I am a sweat machine, but at least I'm not breaking out as much now. It may be because I've come up with a skincare routine and I've kind of stuck to it because it's been working, or maybe because I've let my beard grow in a little bit so I'm not getting as many ingrowns from shaving. One thing that has changed is how I walk. That's one thing that my dad pointed out to me. I walk like a man, and I think that comes from my new mannerisms and just the way I carry myself, my confidence, and how I fit into this world, but also because I carry my weight differently. Like I mentioned earlier, I carry a lot of it in my upper body and in my shoulders, so when I walk, that's where I carry most of my weight. Another thing I'd like to mention in correlation to the body hair As you guys can see, I am sporting a little beard right now. That's a thing. That's a thing for me now. I was lucky enough that I started to grow a beard around 1.5 years on T. Another change I've noticed from having testosterone in my body is that I can no longer cry. I have to sit there and almost push the tears out of my body. It's impossible. I also don't think like a girl anymore. My thought process is very, very, very different than what it used to be. I would say my range of emotions is much more constricted than it was prior to my transition. I've been kind of pushing this subject towards the end of the video because I know it's going to be an uncomfortable one for me. Immediately after starting taking testosterone, bottom growth happened. This is really my only source of dysphoria now, and the reason I'm choosing to talk about it is that it has changed. I am 2.5 years in, and it's still growing. And recently, I really like the way it looks. It's looking better. I mean, it's never going to be what I want it to be, but it's definitely helping. Of course, with the testosterone, my sex drive has increased by 10-fold, 100-fold. My body wants to act and do what males typically do biologically and sexually speaking. So my brain wants to do these certain things in order for me to achieve pleasure. And my anatomy doesn't allow me to do these things. My bottom dysphoria has affected my sex life greatly, to the point where I don't want to pursue any physical relationships with anyone because I feel as though I don't measure up to a real man. It's really complicated, but I'm sure some of you trans guys understand where I'm coming from. This definitely has affected my sexuality. Women make me feel more manly and more desirable, and women are more understanding and fluid, whereas men are very critical for the most part. The big roadblock ahead of me really is phalloplasty is not where I want it to be, or bottom surgery. That's one of the stages of bottom surgery for you non-trans folk out there. I don't think it's a viable option for me either. So this leaves a possible metoidioplasty. Now, I don't really like the way metoidioplasty looks for the most part, but the first stage of that operation, without going into much detail, is releasing the ligament to elongate your penis and for it to be able to do certain things, penetration, that a pre-op anatomy of a trans man cannot. It's really out there and complicated and uncomfortable to talk about, but I hope you get what I'm saying here. Even though my sexuality has been affected by the testosterone, I also feel like because I've been able to live myself authentically, I don't really have to tell myself to fit into a mold anymore, so I don't limit myself to gender when it comes to finding love. But that also means that somebody that I was in love with in the past, those feelings have not gone away simply because I transitioned. That's a very complicated story. It tugs at the heartstrings because I still love that person and they are no longer in my life. But anyway, that's going off on a huge tangent, but basically that is it, my friends. If you want me to make a video more about my bottom dysphoria and what I experience as a trans man and how that affects my sex life, please let me know in the comments, or just comment any video you'd like me to do. But thank you for making it this far. Thank you for watching. I appreciate all the love and support. Please make sure to like the video, subscribe to my channel. Anyway, peace, love, happiness, spread awareness, and I will see you next time. Bye.